Gonna start. So, welcome to my channel. You're live with Anna. I come every Saturdays at 10 Eastern Standard Time to give you a free tutorial. And hopefully you like this one because I found it very helpful using this app. So welcome. So this app that I found, the name of the app is called Tracing Projector. And again, I'm not being sponsored by them at all. So Tracing Projector is the name of the app, where I'm not sure how it works with Android, but I have an iPhone and it does work fine with an iPhone and is very user-friendly. So I will show you. And again, for making this work, because I'm using my iPhone, let me just get rid of this. I am using my iPhone for this. I had to not be under my LED lights on my ceiling here because it would reflect the light on my screen. So it was a little tricky to find the right spot for it so you guys can see the app that I'm using. So let's get started. Okay. And sorry about the chat, I can't see anything. So I hope you guys can see okay here. It's gonna be a little darker than usual because I don't have the light on and I can't have the light on, but let me just turn around here just a little bit. You will need a tripod. I have this tabletop tripod or phone holder that rotate just a little bit longer. Okay, here. So my iPhone is right here. So it has to be something that it holds your iPhone, but it also lets you see the camera underneath. So this little tripod is very handy, very sturdy. I bought it from Amazon, and I will leave the link as usual after if you watch after for the replay. It takes usually a whole day to download after I stream my videos. And so it goes into private after I finish streaming. And then I can do some editing, not a whole lot in the front. I usually take out the few minutes that I chat on the beginning, and then I can do my links and description and all that stuff. So if you watch on the replay, usually it will be the next day. So tomorrow you'll be watching the replay. Anyways, let me remove myself from here and we'll get started. So I have my iPhone here. Hopefully I'll do a good job showing you guys how this app works. So first of all, let's go to your app store, search for Projector. Projector app. And it is this one right here, Tracing Projector. Okay, just wanted to show you. It has like a pencil in it on the icon there. So then you open. And the thing with this, I'm going to start over. So what you would see is, so right in the app, they will have some already things for you to trace. So line drawings, emojis, and then you get to your photo library. So what I did here, line drawing, And then you have all these categories. So this is all within the app. So I went to dogs. And by the way, this would be a great app also for kids. Even if you don't use it, I think kids would love to know how to trace something right from this app. It's got some cute dog images. So it's got some that are colored like that. And then you can start tracing. But, oops, I don't want to start tracing yet. So I chose this one, which is a Schnauzer, which are the dogs I have. So I went ahead and started tracing this dog, and I'll show you how you can adjust and everything. So that little symbol right here on the bottom is what lets you start tracing. So you just click on that, and then you're gonna have all these choices here on the bottom. It says handheld. This is how you're holding your phone. Is it handheld? I don't suggest that one because it's kind of very shaky, very hard to trace. Light table, I don't have a light table, so I didn't use that one. I used the tripod. So let's do the tripod, and boom, you see that drawing right there, and you can rotate your drawing. You can make it bigger, as big as you want. So let's say I just wanted to draw his head. You can make it real big. And this is my paper right here on the bottom. I just put this plastic so that it's smooth because my table is wood. So sometimes if I'm drawing right on top of the wood, it's a little rough. So I put this plastic here, just a smooth surface. Anyways, that is, how you do it. And also this adjustment right here lets you see how transparent you want your drawing to be. So you can, if you move it to the left, you see how it becomes like lighter and lighter. I still see my hand, so you see your hand very well underneath. If you move that, start making it to the right, you see how it got really dark? So anyways, and then you start tracing. So let me just move my phone now from there. See if you can see very lightly. I was able to trace this dog, but we're gonna start something new because I was just testing it out. So I wanted to show you guys with a tile. So this is how you can actually trace something right over, let's say you have a plate, and it works better if it is something flat. So here is just a tile 6x6, and I'm gonna go back to where I want to go to my photo library. And I'm gonna do maybe, so I have some pictures I save here just for the demo, for this demo. I'm gonna do this flower right here. And again, it asking you what you want, how you want to hold your phone, would be tripod. It always asks you that. So here is where I want to make my flower. Oops. You can make your flower pretty large for the tile, or you can make it so that you can rotate it. I'm gonna rotate the flower and make it a little smaller. Seems like the smaller it is, a little tricky to, oops, no, that's not how I want it. Anyways, it lets you manipulate your flower how you want it, your drawing. So I'm gonna try to make my drawing smaller. I'm gonna make the background bigger. There it is. I think that's more what I wanted. Like that. Because what I like to do is add some other things that I do it on my own, like adding some leaves. And so here is where I'm gonna make it a little darker. So you see, you get a pencil and you just go underneath. I hope you guys can see it okay. So anyways, you can start tracing. And this style is a little rough. I'm just using my mechanical pencil to trace. That's why it's making this kind of crackling noise here. But it's very easy to use. And then you can always clean up your drawing a little bit. This is that middle. So I like hibiscus. I do a lot of hibiscus in my paintings. I like all these tropical leaves and flowers and plants. But I always hear about other people, especially for cuerda seca drawing that I teach. I have a lot of videos on that. Some people saying, oh, they can't draw, and what I always suggest is, even in my workshops, I suggest coloring books is a good one for tracing. But I find it this where you can just trace right from a picture instead of doing it on the paper, and it makes your job easier. Just trying to put those lines here from the flower. There are some shadows here from the folds. Then you can usually I make the middle darker. So you see how, I hope you can see the flower right there. I'm gonna move back. So now I wanna go back and I wanna do another photo library. And let's say I want to do the hummingbird next. So making the hummingbird a little smaller, making my background a little larger, like that. The nice thing is that you can turn him around. I think I'm gonna do it right there. Trying to see like the scale, because hibiscus flowers is pretty big and hummingbirds are small, so maybe that's the right size. But what I'm gonna do is make my background a little bigger. You guys can see a little better there. And then the hummingbird a little bit bigger, like that. And again, you can adjust the transparency if you want it more clear, so you can see your hand underneath. I want to make him a little bigger, like that. All right, so I know the beak is probably a little more challenging because it's so skinny. And again, once you finish tracing, you can always go and fix some lines, because sometimes it gets off, from where you start. Let's say if I stop here, it's hard to find the your end where you stopped. So, but it gives you a good, if you don't like hand drawing, this is a good one. So that's the eye. And what I will do is try to erase that line behind the flower there. So, and I am just using a mechanical pencil. Anyways, it gives you a good starting point for tracing. And I know the wings have all the lines, you know, a lot of detail on the wings, but I'm not gonna trace all that. All I'm gonna do is do it later, add those lines later. Like these lines here, I think I can do just a few to see where they end. Right there, and then it's got something here, and then the lines. Some of his feathers right there. Anyways, that gives you a good starting point for your drawing. So you see how you can just keep adding things. So you can add, you know, some leaves, you know, coming down here. I didn't use this app for, let me show you. I've made several tiles like this, cuerda seca tiles. I just hand sketched, but I know some people don't like to do it, or they feel they can't, you know, they don't have a good control for hand drawings. And that's okay. You can do, I'm just showing just one other way that you can trace a design to your piece or trace it into a paper and save it for later. But that's basically what I wanted to show you guys. I just felt like this was very useful. And yeah, that's it for today. I'm sorry that I can't see any chats. I don't know why. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I will be posting more tutorials this coming week, because I know I haven't posted yet the one that I use the stencil for, not the stencil, the silk screen for the slip transfer or underglaze transfer. They have different names for that. Monoprinting, which I'm in love with that technique, by the way. I've been making other things, and I told you guys that I was gonna make a whole dinner set using that technique. But anyways, I do have a tutorial already for that, and that's coming this week. So I hope you guys will enjoy it, and let me know if you found this useful. I am going to put more links for what I'm using here. And again, I thought it was very helpful for me to come across this, even though I like hand drawing, but I think this is a time saver. So thanks for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe for helping me continuing making these videos. See you next time.